Hello everyone, Squared Circle Wrestling is back with another episode which includes more details on CM Punk's WWE Raw visit and internal reactions in AEW, spoilers on plans for Roman Reigns at WWE 2023 drafts, Vince McMahon again made several changes to WWE Monday Night Raw, potential spoiler on who will be first WWE World Heavyweight Champion, former WWE superstar ready to return and align with Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt, and much more. You can check the complete list with time chapters in the description box below. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel for all the latest news. Our top news for today looks at more details on CM Punk's WWE Raw visit and internal reactions in AEW. CM Punk made an unexpected visit to WWE Raw held in Punk's hometown, Chicago. It was the first time Punk met his old WWE colleagues after walking out of the company in 2014. PW Insider Elite provided detailed information about Punk's visit and AEW's reaction to it. It was noted, Punk met several WWE talents and employees while they were on the same flight. After finding out that Raw was being held at the Allstate Arena, which isn't far from Punk's house in Chicago, he visited the venue and hung out in the common area for around 20 minutes. He wasn't hidden, nor was his visit expected. Punk had conversations with employees such as Triple H and The Miz. Furthermore, his chat with Miz supposedly led to them clearing the air after having heat with each other. The overall impression was that people were happy to see Punk and many of them greeted him in a positive manner. Those who didn't were more confused to see him than anything. Punk was asked to leave by WWE security shortly after arriving, and he did so respectfully. Many AEW employees are in the belief that Punk was gauging interest for a WWE return. However, the PW Insider cleared the air by stating he still has a lot of time left on his AEW contract and was only there to visit some people. Next up, Booker T shoots on CM Punk coming to WWE Raw. WWE Hall of Famer Booker T shared his thoughts on CM Punk making an unexpected visit to WWE Raw on his Hall of Fame podcast. He said, "That's something that him and Tony Khan should be talking about. Why was he at a WWE show? This might be his Brian Pillman moment, you know. I'm going to work the companies against each other." Next up, Mark Henry and Bully Ray downplay CM Punk's backstage visit at WWE Raw. Bully Ray and Mark Henry provided their thoughts on CM Punk visiting WWE backstage on Busted Open Radio. Henry said, "There's never been a problem in AEW of wives, husbands, friends, and business partners visiting. A lot of times, they don't even know those people are visiting unless someone purposely leaks it. Why Punk? Because he's polarizing, because it will make big news. Punk has friends at WWE that's like brothers to him." Bully Ray said on this, "I could give a D less what CM Punk was doing at Monday Night Raw. It is absolutely nothing but social media wanting to turn it into this big thing." Next up, Vince McMahon again made several changes to WWE Monday Night Raw. Following WWE's sale to Endeavor, the influence of Vince McMahon over the company's creative decisions has increased once again. As reported by PW Insider Elite, several changes were made by McMahon just hours before the show went on air. It was noted, Vince McMahon was responsible for some major changes to the show before it went on the air despite not being at the show in Chicago. The changes were said to not have been to the same level as the night after WrestleMania 39 but were bubbling in that direction. Several match finishes were changed at McMahon's behest, including winners and losers. The Street Profits vs. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin bout was said to have been added to the show following McMahon's changes. Continuing the story, multiple segments involving female stars again cut from WWE Raw. PW Insider Elite also noted that various segments featuring female talent were cut from the show by McMahon hours before the show aired. Several female stars were unhappy following the cuts. This also happened a few weeks back when female talent were furious following their segments being removed. It was noted, several segments featuring female talent were cut, including one featuring Candice LeRae and Piper Niven. A backstage segment featuring Adam Pearce and several female talents was also cut, with the time used instead to set up the 6-woman tag team bout that saw Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair and the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Liv Morgan and Rodriguez defeat Damage Control. Next up, former WWE superstar ready to return and align with Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt. Speaking with PW Mania, former WWE superstar Eva Marie revealed that she is willing to return and join Bray Wyatt and continue her feud with Alexa Bliss. She said, I could come back with dark hair. I could have a dark era. Come back with dark hair, team up with Bray Wyatt, you know, do a little something there. I'm thinking to me, that'd be kind of dope. And then also, my last in 2021 I did have a little, issue with Alexa Bliss. So if I come back have dark hair and we can run it back a little bit." Next up, potential spoiler on who will be first WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Triple H introduced a brand new World Heavyweight Championship belt on Raw. This would be the second world title in the promotion along with the WWE Universal Championship. WWE from quite some time wanted to have another world championship for the Raw brand and planned to crown the first champion at WrestleMania. But plans dropped as The Rock didn't appear to face Roman for the Universal Championship. According to the Ringside News, WWE introduced a new World Heavyweight title this week on WWE Raw. This big announcement didn't come out of the blue, because we were told that it was on Triple H's agenda for a long time now. And on who will be the first ever World Heavyweight Champion, Dave Meltzer told Seth, "Obviously, if you watch the TV you pretty much figure Seth's gonna be the guy who wins it." Seth and Austin Theory teased it the most, and Cody didn't talk about it at all. Next up, potential spoiler on plans for Roman Reigns at WWE 2023 drafts. The WWE Drafts 2023 takes place on April 28th, Friday Night SmackDown, and will continue till May 1st edition of Monday Night Raw. Steve Carrier of Ringside News wrote the following regarding the potential brand WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns will be drafted to. He wrote, "We are told that USA Network wants Roman Reigns over anything else. Having a title belt exclusive to Raw is second choice for USA Network. The Bloodline remains first choice for them." Next up, Jim Ross reveals how he would have handled AEW All Out Media Scrum. WWE Hall of Famer and AEW commentator Jim Ross reveals on his Grillin' JR podcast that how he would have handled situation between CM Punk and Elite after All Out Media Scrum. "My protocol would be to get all involved parties in a room and settle it, and quickly, as soon after it happened as you possibly could, and communicate. And that's hard to do sometimes when guys have their feelings hurt or their anger or they feel like they have an issue." JR continued mentioning importance of communication. "I'd say getting the crew together that's involved in this atrocity is what I'd try to accomplish, and talk it out, and cooler heads should prevail and communicate. When you leave, hopefully, you have a resolve, and hopefully you have people prioritizing the company first." Next up, Stone Cold Steve Austin leaves the door open for another WWE match. In a recent interview with Sports Illustrated, WWE Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin spoke about having another WWE match. "I met with some people from WWE. We talked about the possibility of me wrestling at WrestleMania 39. The biggest thing in my mind was the presentation and what kind of match it was going to be. Going back to 38, the way the KO thing was presented. I love KO. I turned that down 3, 4, 5 times until the creative finally came to what it ended up being. I didn't want it constructed as a real match, per se. I needed something that could turn into one, and it did, but I think that's why we got away with it. The Dallas crowd was very receptive. I hadn't been around, so the timing was right. But to do a proper match, I'd have to be in off-the-charts shape. I told them, and this is the exact truth. I said, guys, I'm just fixin' to go into production on this show. Stone Cold takes on America, and until we start production, I don't know what my life looks like. I can't commit." Sure enough, there were technical issues before we finished. I was supposed to finish a month before we did. There's no way, with the schedule I was doing, driving an RV all over God's creation, doing all I was doing, that I would be ready. I had 2 30-pound dumbbells, a 45-pound sandbag, and a 25-pound kettlebell, working 15 hours a day, then getting in a 30 or 40-minute workout. That doesn't get you ready for WrestleMania, and I was really protected at WrestleMania 38. This time, that wasn't going to be the case. That was a true statement. Until this show was over, I couldn't commit. Next up, Goldberg and Wardlow talked about having a dream match. Speaking to What Culture Wrestling, AEW TNT champion Wardlow explained how much he wanted to have a match with former Universal Champion Bill Goldberg. "Well, I actually pointed at him and I said, bet your ass I'm not next. Yeah, you guys just missed it. Goldberg did walk through just a minute ago and we exchanged words. Don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but we both mutually agreed that if the opportunity comes, we would love to see who really is next." Wardlow said that Goldberg is on his dream match list. "Yeah, if you could have Bautista, Lesnar, Goldberg, I put those 3 in the same category of like dream monster matches. Goldberg is, we just heard, Wardlow. We haven't heard that chant since Goldberg. I think Wardlow versus Goldberg, it doesn't get bigger than that. It does not get bigger than Wardlow versus Goldberg." And that is all for today's news. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Squared Circle Wrestling for all the latest updates.